There is a story building in Wichita. It's a story of people working together for good. It is a story of congregations coming together from distinctive faith traditions to do good work in our community. There's a story building in Wichita, a story called Partners for Wichita. Our purpose in this video is to share the Partners for Wichita story with you, even as the story continues to build day by day. Partners for Wichita is a story told by our leadership, a story told by those who volunteer to serve our community through Partners for Wichita programs. And it is a story told by those who have experienced the compassionate touch of people serving them through Partners for Wichita. Our story begins with the leadership of Partners for Wichita, an idea born in 2008 and continuing today.
Back in, around 2007, our congregation was doing a community breakfast for folk in the community, many of whom were homeless, but other neighbors would come and join us in the breakfast. And the only way we could do that breakfast as a congregation was to be in partnership with other congregations. And we began to think, Pastor Sally and I began to think, is there a way that we could provide a structure for congregations to come together and do public service? And so that's how Partners Wichita started. It was that basic idea that it's a significant aspect of most religious communities is public service, and we are facilitating that service as Partners Wichita. One of the things that surprised us to begin with was how smaller people from smaller congregations would thank us very much, because they couldn't do a project on the magnitude of bags of blessings or filling the gap on their own, but they could join with us and do it. And so that was kind of the basic idea that started Partners, and it's expanded to where it is now.
I like the way Partners for Wichita brings together people from all walks of life and many congregations and organizations who are concerned about our community and want to help. This is a wonderful opportunity as people get together to know that together we can really make a difference.
A key story of Partners for Wichita is the story of Safe Streets Wichita. Safe Streets brings neighbors together for good through partnership and neighborhood mobilization.
We founded Safe Streets, I believe, the beginning of 2009 is when it started. And Safe Streets has three components. It has neighborhood mobilization. Our site of mobilization when we began Safe Streets was St. Patrick's Church. We were working in the Latino neighborhood, the El Pueblo neighborhood, so mobilization, block by block organizing is one aspect of it. The second aspect is partnership formation, which certainly fits with the name Partners for Wichita. We form partners with police and with neighborhood city halls and with other congregations in order to do the mobilizing.
Safe Streets has continued the past couple of years with limited funding, but with two recent grants, the Safe Streets story is about to grow anew. Along with Safe Streets comes the story of Youth Corps, an inside-out approach to prevention with our youth leading the way.
The first program is Youth Corps Inside Out approach, and that's where we work with students to learn how to focus on their thoughts, to keep positive thoughts, and to get rid of negative thoughts, and to use those thoughts to affect change in the community and in the world. We do that program with our pre-K through 8th grade students, and that program is on Mondays during the school day. And we're really excited about the change that we're seeing in our students on working on themselves and the world as a whole from the inside out.
Another story of our youth making a difference is found in Ubuntu Village School.
We focus on cultural enrichment activities for students, and what that means is that we look at the cultural contributions of peoples from across the globe. We understand the importance of being a good global citizen and want to teach those skills to students. Our mission is uncovering the goodness of humanity through cultural learning. And we are super excited to have expanded what we are able to offer students this year through a grant that we've received to focus on food insecurity, food justice issues, and community gardening. Our students actually started this summer with planting a community garden and then distributing those goods into the community. So we look forward to continuing that.
Samaritan Community is a story of continuing and growing service to Wichita and the surrounding area.
I think particularly of the Samaritan community, which is really a circle of people from congregations, people who are caring agencies, organizations, groups, a circle that comes together to share their experiences, their observations, their concerns, their ideas, their resources, all these different components that come together to say, how can we work together? How can we be partners together and do more for our community?
The people who are Samaritan Community keep an eye open to needs in our community. As Samaritan Community gathers, plans begin to form, partnerships come together, and soon the plans are enacted and needs are fulfilled, and all say thanks.
I'm a volunteer for Partners for Wichita and the Samaritan Community. I got involved 4 years ago when my small congregation of about 25 or 30 people was unable to do our own community outreach. We felt like we needed to partner with someone, and in searching around, we found Partners for Wichita. We feel as a congregation that we're meeting our needs this way, but we couldn't have done it by ourselves.
In the depths of winter, bags are filled with blessed hygiene products, and there are bags of blessings, our Valentine to those in need.
And the event is really around getting trial size items, putting them together in a bag, and handing those out to area agencies so that as people come in, they have a need, they can be handed out immediately. And they have their toiletry items for them for that day or that week. And it's an important thing to me for several reasons. One, the handing out of those pieces is really important. And I found that out when we got a letter back from one of the people that received one of the bags of blessings. And she was a mother of 3, and they each received one of those bags. And she wrote a letter and was totally appreciative of receiving them. And the thing that meant the most to her is she had her own toothbrush now. And when you think about that and what that means, it really does make a difference to people that are receiving these. But maybe just as important is the gathering of all of the congregations and organizations and families to bring together all of these trial size items that are bins and bins and bins full of these that we put together. It's amazing the partnerships that are put together, that come together in gathering up this material and putting them in bags.
Through their works in the area of hunger in our neighborhoods, Samaritan community members discovered a need for people who work in food distribution programs to connect with one another and to coordinate their actions. This need is addressed by Wichita Food Share.
So part of what we do with Food Share is we bring in agencies and we bring in churches from all over the city, and we bring them together to, one, allow them to know what agencies are available in their areas, and that gives them the opportunity to be able to see who all is in their area, what other food banks, what other churches provide meals, so that they have a resource. And then it also gives them a very good picture of the areas where we have food deserts, like the Northeast area. And so as we have done this for the last few years, it also has given the providers the chance to talk and to see, some people only do it on Mondays, some people only do it on Tuesdays, but it gives them the opportunity to be able to coordinate their services, to be able to coordinate how they get their food, where they share their food, how they maybe can do their program a little bit better.
A significant story for Partners for Wichita's Samaritan Community is the story of Filling the Gap Lunches for Kids. Over its 5 years of service, Filling the Gap has served more than 50,000 meals to the children of Wichita. Just this past summer, in the 3 weeks before school started, Over 13,000 meals were served in 16 different locations across our city.
It's been a privilege to host a program here in our neighborhood for the past several years, and it's an honor to have community volunteers, the Kansas Food Bank, and churches support this event, and all of those who donate throughout our community. It's a privilege to see youth come in, have fun, get a nutritious lunch and snacks, and enjoy whatever other activities available to them, from hula hoops to crayons, coloring, and free books. So we're very grateful for this effort and endeavor in our community.
It's both in the spring break and summer break that we're feeding between 700 and 800 kids each day at lunchtime. It has been fascinating to watch how the need has been determined, the people, volunteers are out there, and then there's a group of folks that have money that it just all blends together.
A lot of bad things are happening in the communities, but this is one of the good things that's happening in the community, and we want to again thank Partners of Wichita for allowing us to share in serving our community. Thank you.
We are so pleased to be partnering with Partners for Wichita and the Filling the Gap lunches. This is our 4th year in partnering with them to provide lunches to the children in the Delano community. This is an important outreach for our church. We work really hard to help address the needs of the food desert here in Delano, and offering lunches for kids is one way that we can do that.
The Partners for Wichita story is building and growing. Congregations recognize their spiritual stories find fulfillment in feeding hungry children, in providing young citizens meaningful engagement in the community, and in filling up bags of blessings that warm the hearts of all involved. As public priorities shift in our communities, Partners for Wichita continues to build relationships and provide compassionate service.
I first found out about Partners for Wichita actually through my own church, Reformation Lutheran Church, when we were looking for a project or a way to get more involved in our community. And we really weren't sure exactly where to look. And then Partners was there to help us find Filling the Gap. And since then, the relationship between our church, the individuals in our congregation, and Partners for Wichita has really grown. One thing that I love about Partners for Wichita is the unique model on which it is built. Identifying needs within the community, identifying organizations, congregations, individuals who want to address those needs and bringing them together. That idea of partnership is so important. We can do so much more together than we can do as individuals.
There is a story building in Wichita. It is a story of people working together for good. It is a story of congregations coming together from distinctive faith traditions to do good work in our community.